mixed martial arts, or MMA, is one of the fastest growing sports in Ireland. And on Saturday night, Leah McCourt will become the first female MMA fighter to headline a Bellator fight in Europe when she takes on the German fighter Judith Roos at the 3 Arena.
I'm delighted to say that Leah and her daughter Isabella join us now to chat about her career, preparations for the big fight and how she balances training with motherhood. You're both very welcome this morning, girls.
Yeah.
And Leah, I just want to start with a quote from your Instagram that you said earlier this month. It's hard to believe a single mum from a council estate in Belfast will be the main event in a sold-out 3 Arena. Well, it's here. It's this weekend. Is it feeling real now?
No, not really. It's still surreal. Extremely exciting time for Irish MMA and Judo Bellator bringing such a big platform for us fighters to Ireland and celebrating the Irish fighters. So it is very surreal, and I think it'll hit me after the fight in a couple of weeks' time. But
you are the headline act.
Yeah.
You are why people really will be going.
Yeah,
no pressure.
Me and all the guys that we all fought in the amateur scene together in the small, tiny shows, and now all the Irish fighters were in the 3 Arena. So it's just so nice that we've all come up together, and there's unbelievable fights throughout the card. So it's going to be such a great night.
But of course, you're going to make history as well this weekend. You're the first female to headline Bellator in Europe. How proud does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's very surreal. It's such a great time for females in sport in Ireland, especially. And it's like a celebration of women, and it's so nice. There's so many female athletes in Ireland that have got behind me and is supporting this. So it's great.
I like the way it started. I think when you were young, there was lots of girls. You grew up with lots of sisters, and your dad said, "Well, you'll all be able to stand up for yourselves. I'll make sure of that." And send you, marched you all off to judo every Thursday. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's exactly what happened. We all hated going. We were like, "Oh, we have to go to judo every Thursday," and it stood the test of time. It's a lot of the stuff I did when I was a child I do to win my fights now, so thankfully he did that.
Is that what kick-started your interest then in MMA?
Well, I used to watch the Olympics. I used to love all martial arts, and obviously MMA is a combination of all the Olympic different martial arts, and I wasn't just one, I was fascinated by them all. So whenever I started training in an MMA gym, it was just like, it's like captivating. It really brings, you have to be the best physically and mentally you can be as a person, and that's why it really drew to me. It was so highly technical and highly skilled, and you had to just be obsessed with the sport.
And you are.
Totally, yeah.
Now,
You live and
Isabella,
breathe this.
Do you like what your mum does?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do it myself.
Isabel has media detectors, so I don't have to send her off to judo.
So you're not marched off to judo classes, are you?
She plays with her 2 poodles.
Yes.
Hurdles, big softies. Do you do any sports?
Well, I do netball at school for an after-school class, but then I done camogie with my cousin.
Yeah, she
Which
loves
can
camogie.
be pretty lethal too. Yeah. And you're going this Saturday, aren't you? You're going to go and watch your mum.
Yeah.
Or sit backstage, I understand.
Yeah, I think it's with my granny who's sitting backstage.
Yeah, my mum is going to be with Isabella backstage, and then we're going to come out and celebrate after.
After Mummy wins, we heard earlier. And how do you feel about it, Isabella?
It's like just really exciting to see Mum fight, but like I don't watch it, but it's just gonna be really cool just to go and see.
Do you get scared?
Not really.
Not really.
No, she's very brave. And Leah, like obviously you train in Dublin, so you travel up and down from Belfast to Dublin quite a lot. Like, tell us, what is a typical training day like for you?
So I get up at 7 and usually run. I have a treadmill in my kitchen. I'm the queen of multitasking. Isabella's still in bed, and then we get her up, get her to school, drive to Dublin, do a 2-hour session, drive back up the road, pick her up from school, get her home, homework done, dinner, and then I go out again that night. So it's pretty hectic. Yes, hectic schedule.
When you say go out again that night, do you mean you're heading back to the gym, you're heading back to workouts?
Yeah, back to either boxing, strength and conditioning, jiu-jitsu, whatever it is that night, yeah.
So it's tough going.
Yeah, it is. And people say, "Oh, you do this," but I just feel like I'm another working mum. There's so many mums that work full time and have to juggle so much. Like my mum, she's a radiographer at a cancer centre, and I look up to her. When people are saying about what I do, I'm like, no, there's more people with selfless jobs that are so admirable. So I just feel like a normal mum whenever I do it.
I think it's probably from seeing photographs maybe of some of the MMA fighters, post-fighters, even a picture of Katie Taylor post-fight, and their eye is swollen and their lip is busted, and they, to me, that just looks like it's such a physically painful thing to do that you'd wonder, what's the attraction to that? It's so foreign to sort of asked to get into a fighting situation.
Yeah, do you know, when you look into the sport and actually what you need to do to be able to compete or fight in it, it's so technical, it's so highly skilled. You have to be so dedicated, and it's so exciting. You know, there's a lot of different ways, because there's the combination of all the different martial arts. There's so many ways to win, so many ways to lose. And you know, I take a ladies class as well, and I have like 30 women coming every week, and they have like doctors, lawyers, people from all sides of the community, and you would never know that they love watching MMA. Like, they've been to like fights in Vegas, and they all come, and they just love learning the self-defense aspect of it as well, because it's the most lifelike way to defend yourself. Learning MMA and learning how to defend yourself from being punched, kicked, grabbed through to the floor. Do you know, it really appeals to women to come and learn it.
So let's talk about the fight night then. You're walking out to fight, Leah. What's going through your head?
There's like 10 million emotions, but you visualise that moment, your whole training camp, when you go to sleep, when you wake up in the middle of the night, in training, you visualise walking out, and that's all you ever think about, is that, you know, getting into the cage. You know, when everything's said and done, that's where I want to be, is in there, and just to, it's exciting to see what happens, to showcase your skill, but yeah, it can be very nerve-wracking. The more
and how do you deal with the nerves?
I pray a lot. I have a lot of faith, and I just, you know, I reassure myself, because whenever you go in there, I put every single thing I do into fighting, into competing, into being the best I am, and I just say, you know, I've done everything I can to get ready, and just leave it in God's hands. If it's His will, I would say.
You're obviously going for 4 straight wins.
No pressure again.
Yeah, do you know, I am confident. I'm confident in my training, my preparation, and the hard work I put in, because at the end of the day, that doesn't lie, do you know, when you get in there, and it's exciting. I do feel confident, but nobody puts more pressure than I put on myself. I expect so much of myself, you know, as a person and as a fighter. So being the headline event, it's nice, but it's the same night, it's the same fight, the same arena, you know, and it just makes everything a bit more exciting.
Is there the same respect, do you feel, among the MMA community and among maybe the wider public for female fighters as there is for male fighters? Does your gender actually matter? Do you know,
I think in MMA especially, there's a lot more equality in MMA for female fighters and male fighters, because they're so well respected, because it's it probably is the toughest sport in the world. It's so, you know, grueling physically, mentally. You know, sometimes the training's harder than the actual fight itself, you know, and I do feel like it is across the spectrum, it is more equal for women to be able to succeed and show their skills, because they are respected like that.
And what's your ultimate goal?
Yeah, so I was an amateur world champion, and it's my goal to be a professional world champion, and you know, just want to keep climbing the ranks. You know, Bellator are giving me amazing kind of experiences and platforms, and want to just keep growing and getting better with every fight. And
we also, I mean, I feel sometimes a bit crude to talk about it, but we're all aware of the wealth that can be associated when you really make it in MMA. We've looked, I suppose, at the success of somebody like Conor McGregor. Is that open to everybody? Is that a potential? Is that a driver?
It's not a driver for me, and it's not something I think about. It's really not. You know, it's you know, I suppose it depends who you are and what you are as a person, and in what way, what motivates you. What motivates me is really being the best I can be, and bringing the best out of myself, and bringing up my family and my team around me.
And being a role model, I would imagine, for other young women, other people who want to make sport their career, and for your daughter.
Yeah, it's obviously a nice factor of it. I just try and be myself and do myself and make Isabella proud, and that's all I can do.
Well, Isabella, is she going to win? I'll leave the final word to you.
Hopefully she does.
Oh, hopefully! There's no hopefully in it, Isabella. You have to say, Mummy is going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls, thanks so much, and best of luck, Leah, with everything.
Thanks for having us.
And remember, you can watch Leah and the rest of the Bellator fighters this Saturday night from 10 live on Virgin Media 3 and Virgin Media Sport.